Elon Musk and I are in a position to start the mass deportations of millions of unelected federal bureaucrats out of the D.C. bureaucracy. That, too, is how we're going to save this country. And I don't know if you've got to know Elon yet, but he doesn't bring a chisel. He brings a chainsaw, and we're going to be taking it to that bureaucracy.
Welcome back to Sunday Night in America. Ordinarily, conservatives don't want more government, but this one might be different. This is called the Department of Government Efficiency and will be asked to cut waste and fraud and abuse and duplication, saving money and increasing accountability. Chairman James Comer established a subcommittee on the Oversight Committee to work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to expose useless spending through congressional oversight. Washington is a tough place to change. Once something is started, it's hard to end it. It's even hard to cut it. But that was the mandate. Joining us is the man leading the House effort on oversight, chairing Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Welcome, Chairman. D.C. is big, it moves slowly, and some things require 60 votes in the Senate. So where do you want to start, and how fast can you move?
Well, we want to start with getting the new Department of Government Efficiencies back and the president's back with codifying legislation, passing legislation. We want the president to start off with as many executive orders as possible in being able to reduce the size of government and being able to dismantle some of the contracts that the unions have created at the end of the Biden administration that would seem to make it impossible to make even the slightest reductions to the workforce. And then we want to work with them on identifying programs that are obsolete, programs that receive too much money, programs that have wasted too much money, and not just divisions and agencies that need to be eliminated, but cabinet level entities that need to be eliminated. I think this is going to be, as you know, Trey, a very large undertaking, but with a Republican majority in the House, a Republican majority in the Senate, and President Trump and his mandate, I think that we're going to be able to make an impact on day one.
Shockingly, Chairman, Senator Elizabeth Warren didn't get the memo. Let's listen to her, and I'll ask you about it on the other side.
I wanted to talk to you about Elon Musk's plans for government efficiency. It doesn't seem like you're a fan of his department that he's organizing. Why is government efficiency a bad thing?
Look, he's talking about doing $2 trillion cuts, financing it with things like taking away people's Social Security in order to be able to do more giveaways for billionaires. This is all about choices. We just did a full hearing on tax cuts for billionaires. Not one single Republican showed up to talk about it. That really shocks me.
Chairman, she's like that group Looking Glass that had that one-hit wonder Brandy. I mean, her answer to everything is more taxes, no matter what the question is more taxes. So can you get any bipartisan support to look at waste, fraud, abuse, duplication?
It's going to be difficult, but as you know, a lot of things require 60 votes in the Senate. That's why we want to focus on executive orders in the very beginning, and then we want to focus on budget reconciliation. Trey, as you know, budget reconciliation is the one tool that Congress has to pass legislation with a simple majority in the United States Senate. And a lot of these Republicans, we have some in the House, and there are many in the Senate, have never wanted to make cuts on anything. They just want to go along to get along, and they're not really interested in rocking the boat. But at the end of the day, everything with the exception of Social Security and Medicare is on the table. And you know that's a big percentage of the budget, Social Security, Medicare. But we're wasting billions in unnecessary government contracts. We are wasting hundreds of millions of dollars in personnel expenses with divisions. Every cabinet now has hundreds of employees that are involved in DEI, just initiatives that have been created in the last 4 years. The Postal Service has hired 100,000 new employees, not replaced old employees, new employees. And we all know the mail isn't getting any better. The list goes on and on and on. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has grown their personnel ranks. This is coming at a time when the federal government is spending $1.5 to $2 trillion a year more than we take in. It is unsustainable. We finally have a president that's serious about making some cuts. And I can't think of two better people to put in charge of this initiative than Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, because they're from the private sector. They're not taking a salary. They're not interested in getting a federal pension someday. They're interested in doing the right thing for the taxpayers and for the American people. And if they have a Congress to work with them, we're going to get some things done. And on the Oversight Committee, you were a great chairman of the House Oversight Committee. We have legislative jurisdiction over the federal workforce. We have legislative jurisdiction over just about all the good government type legislation that we'll need to pass. So they're going to come out of our committee with a lot of momentum as they head to the House floor. And I think that's what it takes. This is the right committee to work with the new DOGE initiative. And we've already spoken to Vivek and Elon. We're ready to go and really excited about the future.
I call you the three billionaires, Elon, Vivek, and Chairman James Comer. Let's see what they can get done in the next session, although you might not quite be a billionaire. Yeah, you know what I mean. Good luck to you as you take on Washington. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday night.
Thank you, Trey.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.